at the difference in when you need 1 point perspective and you need 2, or 2 vanishing points. So here's the one we did before. And this is because we are looking at a structure straight on. We're seeing an entire side. It's like standing in front of a house or a building structure, and you're seeing mainly one side, and then it's the other side that has to go to the one vanishing point. Sometimes you see 3 sides, depends on where the vanishing point is. This one we only see 2 sides, and these as well. So it depends on where the vanishing point is on the horizon line and where your structures are. Well, on this one, why do we need 2 vanishing points? We've got one here and one here, still on the horizon line. The reason is we are seeing these structures from a corner. We're not seeing it straight on. So we're seeing it from a corner. So how do we do that? How do we do this? We're going to start with the horizon line, straight horizontal line. This time we're going to put 2 vanishing points, one way over here on this line and one way over here. Let me darken that for you a little bit. Okay, we're going to start at the top. We're going to do a box above the horizon line. We're going to start with a vertical line above the horizon line. You're going to take the top of that line with your ruler to the vanishing point on the right. If you use your ruler lightly, your pencil mark lightly, because you're going to erase some of this, I'm going to make it a little darker so you can see. Go all the way to the vanishing point. Same thing at the bottom of the line. We're going to do the same thing to this other side, but you are going to the left vanishing point and the bottom. Now you're going to decide how big or deep you want your box. I'm going to stop this one right here. Vertical line, make sure it's vertical. Stop this one about here. Okay, the end of here, right here at this point, you're going to take it to the right vanishing point. Again, you don't have to go all the way, just make sure it's heading that way. And you're going to take now the bottom here, and you're going to go to this vanishing point on the left. And wherever that line crosses, that will determine the bottom of the box. All right, now let's do one. I'm going to do one on the vanishing point, actually on it. Come over here, draw a vertical line, going on top and below the vanishing point, the horizon line. Same thing, you're going to go to the bottom of that line, is going to go to the right vanishing point. Top one is 2. Top is going to go to this one. And this one. If this box was in the way, like it just hit it, you just would stop. Now we're going to stop it where you want, again with a vertical line and a vertical line. So we don't see the bottom or the top of this particular box. And finally down here, we're starting with a box, and then we're going to actually make it look like a house. So how would we do that? So we want a vertical line below the horizon line. And treat it like a box at first. This one's going to go there, here. Top will go to this one. Again, your lines should never cross each other. That means you didn't line it up correctly. So they should only meet at the vanishing points. This one's going to go this way. This one's going to go this way. Alright, again, treat it like a box, vertical line here. I'll stop it here. I'm going to make this side a little bit larger. Now at the top here, I'm going to kind of get a box shape at first, and we're going to put a roof on it. And again, wherever those lines cross, that will be the box. But we're going to put a roof. How do you do a roof? I'm going to pick this side right here, and you're going to draw a line from corner to corner and from corner to corner. Finding the center. It's not exact, but it would be the true center right here. Then you're going to take your ruler vertically from that center point, and you're going to go as tall as you want that roof to be. So that's going to be the top pitch of that roof. And from here, you're going to go to this corner. It's going to make a triangle, and here. That is the roof here. Now you're going to take the top of that pitch of the roof, and you're going to go to this vanishing point, and I'm going to hit that box, so I'll be stopping. Stop when you hit that box. Alright, I've already got that. And then what needs to happen right here, you need to have, wherever you're blocking off here, it needs to match this line, which is a diagonal, same diagonal. So I'm going to take my ruler here and just slide it until I hit the corner there, and then draw a line. So that is my house. If you had something like a door on the side of the house, again, you start with a vertical line closest to the corner of the house. You're going to take a line at the top of that. You can stop it however wide you want your door. And then again, vertical. Keep this vertical. Remember that ruler trick. You can line your ruler off with the edge of the paper. It'll be perfectly vertical. If you wanted a window, the same thing. You start with a vertical line closest to the door. And now head to this vanishing point. Everything on this side of the house will go to this vanishing point. Keep it nice and straight, vertical. Now the middle window pane would be vertical, but the normal horizontal, like the top of the window and the bottom, would go to the vanishing point. If we had a window over here, I'm going to erase this first. Say I wanted a larger window. Again, you have a vertical line closest to the corner. Line the top with the vanishing point. Bottom. Keep this vertical. Keep middle vertical. And only the middle window pane would go to the middle, normally horizontal, would go there. So I'm going to clean this up now and work on shading, because remember, shading makes things look more three-dimensional. Couple things to look at with shading. Decide where your sun's going to be. My sun is going to be over here, coming this direction, hitting all these structures. Now, my Viking kids, remember when we had our shading unit, when you really want to make things look three-dimensional, you don't want any dark outlines. Everything is a value beside a value. When you have three sides here, we're going to have a light side, a medium value side, and the darkest would be under here if the sun's back there coming that way. This one here is a light value and then a medium value. Now with the house, I made this part of the house a little darker than the roof. You could have reversed it and had a darker roof than this, and this is my light side. So the other sides of these would be bright white, which we don't see. So how do I do the shadows on the ground? I'm going to use this vanishing point right here on the left here to start with. And I'm going to line up the corner of my house with that vanishing point. Remember, you don't want any dark outlines in the shadow too. Same thing with this. So I'm going to start there. You're going to do the same thing with this box over here. Use that same left vanishing point. Okay. And then now let's use this vanishing point over here to stop it. So that's going to be the shape of that shadow. And this one will be lower a little bit. Now if you think about it, this may have a little triangular, where I do that, let's see, yeah, let's do like that right there. So I've got that little triangular corner. I don't see this corner here. And shadows are going to be really dark. That's going to be the darkest. If I go right up against this house, I'll get rid of that line by doing that. And then continuing to shade the shadows. I'll finish my shadows, again darker next to the structure and get a little lighter as you go out. It is a shape. No dark outlines around a shadow. going to show you one more thing. And you could have done this before I did any shading. I'm going to show you now. What if you wanted this house to be wood? How do you do that? Well, you come on the corner and decide how far apart or how thick you want your pieces of wood. So I'm making my little marks. All of the wood on this side of the house is going to go to this vanishing point. I'm going to go a little darker than what I shaded. And don't go through the windows or the doors. Go around them. Like that. And on this side, and you're not going to press down as dark though, because this is a lighter side, so my wood's going to appear lighter too. So I'm not going to press down hard with my pencil here. I'm going to have lighter pieces of wood. All the ones on this side, make sure you're lining up to the same point in the corner. One more there. Okay, like that. Now let's look at the roof. Decide how many rows of shingles you want. I'm just going to have 4 rows here. And you only have to be concerned about this vanishing point over here. To be a little dark so I can see them. It's going to look like wood at first. So there's my row of shingles. And then the actual shingles though need to be parallel to the edge of this roof here, which is diagonal. And if you think about it, your shingles are going to be a little bit larger near the corner, and I like to kind of do one row here, they're going to get a little bit closer together. Keep that same diagonal. Keep that same diagonal. There we go.